Wonderful. Hello, everyone. So good to have you here again. This is our workshop beginning February. The theme for February is reclaiming your energy. Huh? Huh? Anybody? I thought so. Let's do this. So last week, we talked about getting to our essence. We took a beautiful journey to the top of a mountain, and along the journey, we allowed for all of the things, all of our labels, all of our thoughts, all of our beliefs, kind of all of the baggage and all of the levels of ourself, all of the layers of our onion, were able to peel away, and they were blessed by the beautiful prayer flags that were flying in the wind by this mountain. And then when we finished the climb and we got to the summit, we were standing in our pure essence. And it was beautiful. It was magnificent. It was liberating. I had some great comments from everyone. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. That is one that, I would bookmark and go back to that pretty frequently, especially as we are moving throughout this year. There are going to be more opportunities to clear what is being put upon us. And so it's always there for you. And it's just a beautiful way to get back to what's real. And that is your pure essence. As I've gone through between last week and now, I've had kind of deepening of meditations and have even gone back to the essence of who I was at my full capacity, in my true essence as it was shining bright at the end of my last life before coming into this life, and was able to feel how living in that purpose, living in that truth, living in that most perfect timeline that I created for myself at that point and became complete, and then was able to transition into this lifetime to be able to start that with new, fresh, clear perspectives, to be able to experience different things, but how the essence of who I truly am is still the same. So even though I'm wearing a different meat suit, and even though I've had different opportunities to learn new things, the essence of me is still the same, just like it is for you. And so as we go through this lifetime and as we're doing this together, I'm so glad we've been able to come together to experience this and really expand and take this beautiful cosmic blueprint that we have been given in this game called life, and play with different characters, take different turns, um, go to jail, get out of jail free. All of the beautiful things. There is sorry, there is operation, there is Mexican train, Taco Tuesday, and it's just beautiful, right? And we get to experience it all. So today, in reclaiming some of the energy that allows us to feel more of our essence on a regular basis, I want to focus on an area of our body that it acts as a filter. So it's the spleen. The spleen not only as an organ, but the spleen as a meridian and the spleen as an energy center. So we're going to get into a little bit of Chinese medicine here. But you don't need to know anything. I'm not going to spew. There's no test. It's just, I love how to know. I love to know how my body works. And so that's where I have kind of gone down the rabbit hole of figuring out, from an acupuncture perspective, from an energy medicine perspective, from, another certification that I'm pursuing is Lifeline Technique. And so I will show you a bit about that. But as it relates to our body and as it relates to our elements, we all have the same makeup. We all, and this when we talk about the oneness, we all have the elements in our body, and nature is made of the elements. The planet is made of the elements. And there are elephants in nature as well. That's funny. And we all breathe the same air, and we all take in the same water. And it's the same air and it's the same water that has been around since the beginning of the planet, right? And so if we can harness that, pay attention to it, listen to it, work with it, I really strongly have experienced for myself and want you to be able to experience the magic that is surrounding us every single day. So, here we're going to be exploring more about our spleen. The spleen as an organ is a filter. And as an energetic center, it helps to filter through all that we take in. So it helps us to filter through thoughts. It helps to filter through different energies that are around us. It helps to filter through what we're taking in, not only from our phones, whoops, which reminds me, let me just turn that off, what we're taking in through the news, what we're taking in through relationships that we have, but also what we take through in our food. Is it clean water? All of the good things. So, in that context, when you think of all that the spleen does, the spleen gets tired and the spleen needs a little bit of rejuvenation. And when the spleen, which is again kind of a filter, like the kidneys, like the liver, is cleared out and has more of an opportunity to flow freely, life just gets a little bit easier. We're able to be more discerning. We're able to have more energy. There's not so much chunkiness in there that things can get clogged up. And when things get clogged up, there can be a dam. And so behind that dam can be all of these emotions from all of the shit that we're taking in. We want to be able to flush the toilet and let it all go. So that was a lot. We haven't even checked in with our body yet. We haven't even okay, so that's the knowledge. Let's get into our space. Let's come into our heart. This is going to be, a relatively short session today, but very, very, very important. Something that I hope that you are able to take in and take with you for the rest of your days. Share with as many people as possible because we all want clear filters so that we can all be discerning in our own lives. So let's call in our divine support team. With this candle alight that I hold in sacred space for all watching, I call in our divine support team who is not separate from us. I call in light. I call in love. I call in grace. I call in compassion. I call in protection and power. May healing, peace, love, joy, light, compassion abound for the benefit of all living beings. I give so much gratitude for all of life, for all of the power of love, and for connection through a common unity. And so it is. Beautiful. Since we're talking about the spleen today, the spleen, let me show you kind of how the spleen meridian runs. And then we're going to trace that to really connect with it. Okay, I know. I probably could have had a different, oh well, here we are. So the spleen meridian runs up from the big toe, up the inside of the leg, just beyond the groin, kind of connected to the hip bone, up that side body or ribs, and then just under your armpit and goes to right here. And so I'm going to show you a couple more points later, but let's just go ahead and trace that right now. Take a couple of deep grounding breaths so we can come into our body. And you can start by holding your big toes if you want. So if you want to bend down or if you're standing up, grab those big toes and then trace on the outside of the foot, up the thigh, that's the calf, up the thigh, just on the outside of the hip bone, up the side of the breast, under right here, and right there. Do that 3 times. And when you get to the top, release the breath. Breathing in. Hello, spleen. Thank you for all you do. Releasing, 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 releasing. So let's do a little breath work that goes along with that. The spleen is associated with the earth element. And so it's an opportunity for us to really get grounded with the earth element. This helps with, as I mentioned, digestion. And so to be best supportive, take in lots of fluids, drink lots of water, help the system flow. Work with your lymph system, and that helps the lymph system. We're not going to focus on it completely today, but the lymph system is also a filtration system, which needs to be manually stimulated. So, when I do a lot of bouncing around, or I ask you to do a lot of shaking, or when you do rebounding, or just getting into your body, that helps to stimulate the lymph system. And there are lots of lymph points throughout your body. But today we're going to focus on the lymph here, just underneath. Just give yourself a little massage. So we're grounding into our body. As we're grounding into our body, move down to the lymph right here, underneath the armpits and kind of up into the armpits. Just gentle. It can be a little tender because there's a lot of stuff that gets stuck in there. Or if you had a really good game of tennis yesterday, like I did, and apparently I was over muscling it, that's a little tender muscle too. Just massaging. You can also massage your breasts. I'm not going to do that on film because there are some really weird people online. And then massage around where your leg meets your pelvis, that hip area, right in there, where the crease is, where you sit, massaging in there. And also connecting to the spleen point. Feeling your sits bones on your chair, or if you're standing, your feet on the ground. Let's just take a couple of good, deep. Oh, we're going to do Ujjayi breath. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's a water, but that's okay. So it's kind of a Darth Vader breath. So breathe in. Feel the air hit the back of your throat. And then breathe that out. You're feeling it go to the back of your throat, but then I also want you to feel it kind of filling up your lungs. When you breathe in this way through your mouth, it's cooling, isn't it? You feel the coolness at the back of your throat. I want that to feel like the coolness then in your lungs as you're expanding them. The spleen has lots of points along the rib. So I talked about how it kind of traces up here, all in the ribs. So I really want your lungs to be able to expand, and that also helps to pump. And all of the pumping that we do just helps the body so much more than being stagnant, sitting so much. So take some more of those breaths. If it helps to put your fingers there as a mental cue to really fill them up, go for it. A few more like that. 3 more. Last one. And just rest your hands on your lap. Notice how you feel now. Yeah, that feels better. So, as I mentioned, the spleen, being that filtration system, can be a bit overwhelmed, overworked. And so, I want to be able to show you a key point on that meridian that helps to, let me make sure that I cover everything that this point helps with anxiety, balancing hormones, blurred vision, calms the mind, helps from dizziness, with that being a blood deficiency, foot paralysis, genital pain, headaches, incontinence combined with kidney. We're not going to worry about that today. Helps with insomnia, helps with nourishing the blood and yin, helps to regulate the liver, helps cool skin diseases, strengthens the kidneys, strengthens the spleen and the stomach, helps with stress. Would you like to know more about where this point on your body is that could potentially help with that and that you can just do anytime? So it's called spleen 6, and it's the tip of your inner ankle bone. And what I have found is that it's super easy to do when you are sitting on the couch, and I'm just going to show it like this. Whoops. Let me take off my socks because they're slipping. Or sitting on the ground, but you just grab your ankles like this and you give yourself, whoops, away from my microphone. And it's like giving yourself a hug. And it can be as easy as just 5 breaths in and out. So just grab the inner part of your ankle with your hands. I'm going to show you that point again from the book. If you can't do it like that, whatever way you can get your hands around this point. And it's just resting your hands there with the intention that you're giving that point some love. You can even do it resting your hands like this on your lap. Sending your spleen some love. It goes up both sides of the body, so don't worry if it's, well, I'm doing it on the left side. Should I be doing it on the right side? Can't do it wrong. And it's with intention. Just let everything dissolve away. Thanking your body for all that it does for us, filtering out and allowing to flow the emotions, the chaos of the world flow through, not my timeline. all of the nutrients of our food. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The water keeps the electricity flowing in the body. The breath, carrying that life force, vitality. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super simple, right? We didn't, so many people don't even know it's there. Just take a minute now and sense how different you feel now. You might even feel more of that meridian. You might feel more energy flowing in your body, allowing you to feel a little bit more of that energy reclaimed and empowered, knowing that you can do this anytime, anywhere. Probably not when you're driving. Clearing breaths always help. Yeah, feels a little more energized, doesn't it? I know, a little more lit up. I agree. I agree. And so at this point, I'd love for you to grab your journals and I'll leave you with a couple of journal prompts. Oh, I was going to show you. Wait, before, while you're grabbing your journal, I'm going to grab this. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So again, you know what? I've got a different one. This is something that I'm currently studying. It's Dr. Darren Weissman. He is just fantastic. Lifeline technique. Check him out. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's written a couple of books. Just salt of the earth. Greatest guy. So a little bit more about what the spleen does. And then that will also help you as you're journaling to have this. The sound of the spleen is singing. The odor is fragrant. The season is late summer. It fortifies muscles. Its power is belching, releasing, helping to diffuse. The sense organ that it has is the mouth. Its taste is sweet as it relates to Chinese medicine. There's sweet, sour, so on and so forth, bitter, but this one is sweet. The color is yellow. The fluid is saliva, right? That helps to allow things to flow through the body and then be filtered. Its spirit is purpose of life. Just love that. It is related to the second chakra and yin energy. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the muscles right now, but it's very powerful and it gets very little consideration. So, in order to give it some more consideration, I want you to be able to connect with the spleen. And again, you can use your hand on your leg, around your ankle rather, or you could be tracing and connect with it. I do that every day. That is my morning part of my morning routine is to just get the systems flowing and so that it is supercharged to help me diffuse and filter. But what I would like for you to contemplate and journal on is how can I help my spleen by pre-filtering information, food, relationships, so it doesn't have to go through my body? What can I intentionally steer away from so that I don't have to ingest it and have it clog up the filter of my spleen so I can give my spleen a little more love? Do I really need to watch the nightly news? Do I really need to have coffee with that person who just bitches and moans and gripes all the time and complains? Do I really need to eat Oreo cookies. Maybe I could just cut back on the frequency. If I add more music and dancing into my life, that can help. Am I drinking the best water? Can I bless my water, which will help with the frequency of the water, which will then help as it goes through my body? What are some things I can do to show my spleen some more love? What can I do less of? And what can I add in? And spoiler alert, it doesn't just help your spleen, it helps the whole plan of your life. The spleen focus today is just a good excuse to give yourself a little extra love. And that is what I want to leave you with today. Thanks for playing along. Thanks for learning a little bit more about how your body works and empowering yourself to help reclaim some of your energy, make yourself feel better using your own everything that you have available to you, your breath and your body. I love you. That's it for now. With love. See you next week.